हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल एकेडमी ऑफ साइंसिया। और हम आज पढ़ने वाले हैं एनर्जी फ्रॉम डिफरेंट फूड कंपोनेंट्स। तो हम पहले यहाँ के दो क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं। मैं क्वेश्चंस रीड करूँगी और आपको इसके आंसर कमेंट में देने हैं। विच टाइप ऑफ सेलुलर रेस्पिरेशन परफॉर्म्स कंप्लीट ऑक्सीडेशन ऑफ ग्लूकोज। इसका आंसर कमेंट करें। विच सेल ऑर्गेनल इज नेसेसरी फॉर कंप्लीट ऑक्सीडेशन ऑफ ग्लूकोज। इसका भी आंसर क्या करें, कमेंट करें। ओके, नाउ कम टू द our important point. Excess of the carbohydrate are stored in liver and muscles in the form of glycogen. What is the source of proteins? What are the made up of? तो देखिए, जो कार्बोहाइड्रेट बॉडी में प्रेजेंट होता है, एक्सेसिव कार्बोहाइड्रेट, वो कहाँ पे स्टोर हो जाता है? लीवर में और मसल्स में। कहाँ पे स्टोर होता है? लीवर में और मसल्स में। किस फॉर्म में? इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ग्लाइकोजन। एंड व्हाट इज़ द सोर्स ऑफ प्रोटीन्स? तो प्रोटीन्स के बहुत सारे सोर्सेस हैं। ये हमें पता है कि हम जो भी हमारा फूड स्टफ्स जो भी हम खाने पीने में यूज़ कर सकते हैं, वो पर्टिकुलरली उसकी क्या होते हैं? प्रोटीन्स होते हैं जो हमें प्रोवाइड करते हैं। और ये व्हाट आर दे मेड अप ऑफ, ये किस तरह से बने हैं, ये भी हमें यहाँ पे क्या करना है, जानना है। तो फिलहाल ये मेन पॉइंट याद रखिए कि जो एक्सेसिव कार्बोहाइड्रेट है वो कहाँ पे है? लीवर एंड मसल में, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ द ग्लाइकोजन। नाउ proteins are the macromolecules formed by bonding together many amino acid. Proteins किससे बने होते हैं? Proteins are formed by a bonding of together bonding of a amino acid. यानी कि whenever the amino acids bind together, a macromolecule is a form which is called as the protein, which is called as the protein. Protein of animal origin are called first class proteins. Whatever the proteins are originated from the animals are called as the first class proteins. कौन से proteins? First class proteins. We get 4 kilocalorie energy per gram of protein. 1 per gram protein produced 4 kilocalorie energy. How much energy? 4 kilocalorie energy. Amino acids are obtained after digestion of proteins. So amino acids are obtained after digestion of proteins. Whenever we eat the food, the proteins is digested by our digestive system and the amino acids are obtained by it. Thus amino acids are based in the body and transported up to each organ and cell via blood. So these amino acids are observed in human body or animal body and transport to the organ of our body by which way? By the by the organ and cell via blood. The amino acids are absorbed by body and transported to the organ and the cell of the body via blood. किसके थ्रू? ब्लड के थ्रू. Now see here. These amino acids are absorbed in the body and transported to the organ and cell via blood. From these amino acids, organs and cells produce various proteins necessary for themselves and the whole body. So whenever the body needed a particular protein, amino acid, organ and cell, these are produce various type of a protein whenever they necessaries. So these examples are given in the diagram. So the examples are given here. Now see here. If there are amino acids and the proteins, so ocean is a necessary for a bone. इसकी के लिए necessary है मेलानाइन एंड केराटिन. Blood needed a hemoglobin and the antibodies. Muscles needed a actin, myosin and flexible proteins. Pituitary glands needed various types of the hormones. Pancreas produce insulin, trypsin, and the cells various proteins of a cell membrane and from the various enzymes. So these particularly proteins or the hormones from for a particular organ like skin, blood, bones, cells and the muscles. So these are the example. Proteins and different amino acids are obtained are there. Now always remember here, excessive of amino acid obtained from protein are not stored in the body. If excessive amount of amino acids are there, they are not stored in the body like carbohydrate. We know that the carbohydrate is stored in the liver and the muscle, but the amino acids are not stored here. They are broken down and the ammonia formed is eliminated out of the body. Whenever the amino acids are in a more amount or excessive amount, amino acids break down into ammonia and it eliminated by excretory system of body. If necessary, excess of proteins are converted into other useful substance like glucose through the process of gluconeogenesis. But whenever the proteins are in excessive amount and body needed energy, these proteins are converted into a useful substance like a glucose by the process of gluconeogenesis. And this process is all about formed of a glucose from the protein. Okay, form of glucose from the protein. Plants produce the necessary amino acid from minerals de novo and thereby produce different proteins. So plants also produce the amino acids which produce necessary amino acids from a minerals de novo and thereby produce different proteins. So an enzyme rubisco present in the plant chloroplast is most abundant protein found in nature. So particularly enzyme rubisco name is present in the chloroplast of the plant, which is abundant protein or abundant in nature, important protein and abundant in nature. Okay, now come here. So from where do we obtain the lipids? The question is here कि lipids हमें कहाँ से मिलते हैं? Okay, so see here, the substance formed by specific chemical bond between fatty acid and alcohol are called as the lipids. What are the lipids? The substance formed by specific chemical bonding in between the fatty acid and alcohol, fatty acids and the alcohol, which is called as the lipids. Okay, now digestion of lipid consumed by us is nothing but their conversion into a fatty acid and the alcohol. So whenever the lipids consumed by a living organism, it digested and convert into a fatty acid and the alcohol. Fatty acids are absorbed up and distributed everywhere within the body. So after that, these fatty acids are absorbed and distributed everywhere within the body. From the fatty acids, different cells produce various substances necessary themselves. So whatever the substances are necessary for a body are produced by using these fatty acids. The molecules called as a phospholipids, which are essential for producing plasma membrane, are formed from a fatty acid. The molecules called as phospholipid, molecule को क्या कहा जाता है? Phospholipids, which are essential for producing plasma membrane. The fatty acid which produce the plasma membrane also called as the phospholipids and are formed from a fatty acids. Or we can see that the fatty acids which produce plasma membrane called as the phospholipids. Besides, fatty acids are used for producing hormones like progesterone, estrogen and testosterone and aldosterone etc. Fatty acid also responsible for to produce progesterone, estrogen and testosterone and aldosterone and the covering around the axon of nerve cells, and whatever the nerve cells is covered by a axon, we get 90 kilocalorie energy per gram of lipid, means that one lipid is equal to 9 kilocalorie energy, 9 kilocalorie energy. Excess of lipids are stored in the adaptive connective tissue in the body. Lipids are stored in the adipose connective tissue in the body. So here we learn that the carbohydrate stored in the liver and muscle, proteins and amino acids are not stored up in a body and it converted into the ammonia. Amino acids are not stored in the body or body organ, it converted into ammonia and it excrete from body. When the proteins are in excessive amount, when the proteins are in excessive amount converted into the glucose by the process of gluconeogenesis neogenesis gluconeogenesis and lipids are stored in adipose connective tissue in a body, and these lipids are made up and formed from a chemical bonding between fatty acid and this alcohol. The fatty acids which are responsible to form a plasma membrane also called as the lipids, phospholipids. Okay, one protein is equal to 4 kilocalorie and one lipid is equal to 9 kilocalorie. Okay, so here now come to the point. Next point is vitamins. Vitamins are a group of heterogeneous compounds of which each is essential for a proper operation of various processes in the body. Vitamins a group of heterogeneous compound. क्या है विटामिन्स? हेट्रोजेनियस कंपाउंड का ग्रुप है एंड एसेंशियल फॉर प्रॉपर ऑपरेशन ऑफ वेरियस प्रोसेस इन द बॉडी. वॉट एवर द प्रोसेस आर कंटिन्यूस इन आवर बॉडी, इट body operated by a vitamins. There are main 6 types of vitamins. Name are A, B, C, D, E and K. Out of this, A, D, E, K are fat soluble, where B and C are water soluble vitamins. Okay, so they are divided into 2 categories. First one is the fat soluble, second one is the water soluble. So their fat solubles are A, D, E, K and B and C are water soluble. We have seen that FADH2 and NADH2 are produced in the process like glycolysis and Krebs cycle. जो हमने ऊपर स्टडी की है ग्लाइकोलाइसिस की, उसके थ्रू हमें पता चला है कि जब एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन होता है, ग्लूकोज का ब्रेकडाउन होता है थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ ग्लाइकोलाइसिस, and acetyl glucose is converted into the acetyl coenzyme A. Glucose converted into the acetyl coenzyme A, and this acetyl coenzyme is continues in a Krebs cycle, produce FADH2 and NADH2, and this FADH2 and NADH2 produce the ATP and responsible for the ATP molecules. So vitamins like riboflavin, vitamin B2 and nicotinamide, vitamin B3 respectively are necessary for their production. So there are vitamins are responsible in this overall process of glycolysis is vitamin B2 and vitamin B5. Okay, now come here. There is about 65 to 70% of water in our body. Each cell contains 70% water. Weight by weight, blood plasma contains 90% water. Functioning of cell and their whole body distributes even there is a little loss of water from the body. तो ये जो है हमारे पास क्या है, वाटर का कंट्रीब्यूशन है. सो हैंस वाटर इज एन एसेंशियल न्यूट्रिएंट. तो वाटर को भी क्या कहा गया है, एसेंशियल न्यूट्रिएंट कहा गया है. Along with all above mentioned nutrient, fiber also essential nutrient. So fiber also a essential nutrient. In fact, we cannot digest the fiber. जबकि fiber is not digestible necessary. However, they help in the process of digestion and digestion of undigested substances. We obtain the fiber from leafy vegetables, fruits and cereals, and also from the crown. So here we complete the point energy from different food components, in which protein, lipid and study of vitamins with the information of water is completed here. Now in our next lecture, so here see There are two types of now in our next lecture we learn about cell division and essential life processes. Essential life process. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel Academy of Scientia, and thanks for watching my channel. Thanks.